following must be said. I'm a senior BBC Radio 2 announcer. As well as being a registered pauper, I'm also now an official and fully certified beggar. My credentials have been verified.
I'm glad I didn't have to do them.
As a pauper and a certified beggar, I'm entitled to wear a threadbare, tatty overcoat in shreds and tied about the middle with string. Tattered, torn and scruffy trousers, plus outsized boots with the soles hanging off. And most important of all, a tin mug. To which I can now give the official beggar's response of "God bless you, Gov, you're a toff." I'm also in possession of an A to Z guide to soup kitchens of Great Britain. There's one just down the road from here, to which I shall be going with some haste, clutching my round of stale bread, just as soon as I've said, "Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Jimmy's Cricket Team, starring Jimmy Cricket." God bless you, Gov, you're a toff.
That poor man's got problems.
Dropped wind.
Please, we had all that last week. The poor man's impoverished. I can't stop thinking about him.
I wonder where he lives.
Dire straits.
Forget him.
I can't. I was lying in the bath this morning and the tears were rolling down my cheeks.
Why?
I was playing the accordion. Flight of the Bumblebee.
That'll cure it.
Cure what?
Trapped wind.
Well, you belt up. It's a subject that I don't want to talk about because it really gets my back up.
Gets everything up, does it? Trapped wind.
Now, look here.
I will.
I wasn't talking to you. Now, if you mention those two words again, do you see this Ralph Harris record?
You wouldn't. Not a Rolf Harris record. I'm not that long out of hospital. You wouldn't.
Then just watch it.
I will.
Will you go away?
Not another word.
Good. Now, I've had a letter from a lady who writes to say how disappointed she is that for quite some time now we haven't featured in our show that wonderful acrobatic team, the Three Herberts. Well, I'm sorry to tell our listeners that since we had the Three Herberts on our show, they've retired.
We haven't.
That'll be the day.
Hold it! Hold it! Cut the music! Cut the music!
That could have done me a mischief. I was in mid-hup then.
Look, you haven't got it right yet.
Haven't got it right.
I'm not with you.
Look at it this way.
I will.
This has got nothing to do with you. You lot come in here, run around all over the place, hopping here and hopping there, but well, you don't do anything.
I think you'd better explain yourself.
What's beyond me, this is.
Look.
When?
Go away. You're supposed to perform daring and highly dangerous feats.
Get old.
We're hoppers.
Been hopping for years. International hoppers.
A human pyramid.
Pardon?
You what?
You form a human pyramid. How many Three Herberts are there?
4.
Right. You stand on one another's shoulders. The top Herbert leaps down from about 20 feet high. He rolls over, jumps up and starts hopping. Then the other Herberts do the same.
Jump down from 20 feet high?
Then start hopping? Did you know about this?
First I've heard. He's just saying that to frighten us.
He's not doing a bad job either.
Then if you can't do that, you're not proper acrobats.
Oh.
You don't get it at all, do you?
Not very often.
Well, you stay out of this.
Human pyramid?
If you're proper acrobats.
Oh, right.
Right. Did you hear the rain last night?
It was coming down like park railings.
You're the Three Herberts, not Suzanne Charlton.
Who's Suzanne Charlton?
I think her mother used to play for Accrington Stanley.
Whose mother?
Suzanne Charlton's mother.
Just form a human pyramid.
The thing is, under normal circumstances, the human pyramid would present us with no problems.
Followed by the hopping, of course.
What do you mean under normal circumstances?
Herbert here has a disability.
Disability?
That is correct. I've got disability.
Otherwise, under normal circumstances, you'd have had your human pyramid before you could say knife.
I really am terribly sorry. If I'd known, I'd never have embarrassed you by asking you to do it. I really am sorry.
You went to know.
If you don't mind me asking, what is your disability?
Trapped wind.
I warned you.
All together now, time me kangaroo down.
No!
We present... They died with their boots on.
Inter Milan 10, Accrington Stanley 0.
Suzanne Charlton's mother used to play for Accrington.
We know. Hello?
Is that you?
Is that you?
It is that.
Cheerio.
Hang on a minute, listen to me. I'm in hospital. I need to hear a friendly voice. Somebody who could offer me comfort. Somebody who'd listen to me. Somebody who would spare me a word of sympathy. You're the only one who listens to me because I'm really and truly in the depths of despair.
Why?
Because I'm a woman alone.
And you're in hospital?
Hospital.
Hospital. Which ward are you in?
I'm not in a ward. I'm in the visitor's snack bar having a cup of tea and a sandwich.
Then who's in hospital?
The window cleaner. The young lad what comes to do me windows.
He fell off the ladder cleaning your windows?
Up it.
Up it? It's impossible to fall up a ladder.
Not if somebody's got hold of you by the ears and trying to drag you through a window, it isn't.
You did that?
I couldn't help myself. I lost control when he knocked at my back door and asked me to fill his buckets. A young hefty lad with black curly hair. He smiled at me. Oh, the smile. The dimples, lovely white teeth and eyes like Lovejoy's. Ooh. The strong arms and a chest on him like my granny's sideboard. And the thighs, oh, the thighs, bulging thighs. Bulging thighs with running up and down the ladder. Ooh, then they came over me. I couldn't help myself.
Well, what came over you?
The pangs, lad. The pangs. Pangs and urges, something fierce. And the trembles. Never had the trembles like that before. I was shaking so much. The handle came off his bucket. I'd have run his Sammy out any day.
I've never heard anything so disgraceful in all my life. Have you no self-control?
That's a scrap. Why should I when I'm a woman alone?
Now you've written and asked for something tender and romantic, and I've got just the very thing.
My dearest, I know what people are saying about us. I know they're saying that ours is a love that will never last. But we both know that isn't true. I know with a deep intensity that what we have between us, what we have nurtured with love and affection, will outlast any other love. For my part, I am exhumed with passion at your hypnotic beauty and rare mysticism, left breathless at your serene and tranquil loveliness.
Thank you.
Please, dearest, don't move. I want to remember you, savor your beauty at this very moment, encapsulated with the moonlight in your hair. I truly believe that I've encountered the ultimate imperfection. Everything about you is perfection. Your eyes, which sparkle like the very rarest of diamonds. The perfect symmetry of your exquisite body. And most of all, the words which fall from your luscious red lips, like pearls from a broken necklace.
Thank you.
I suppose I've always known. I knew that you were the only one for me when our eyes met, as you were working on the checkout counter at Tesco's. I knew the very moment our hands met for the very first time on a tin of pineapple chunks, reduced by 5p. I'll never forget when I told you not to worry when you crushed my cream crackers.
Thank you.
I had to see you every day after that. You would capture my heart as no one has ever done before. Day after day after day, I returned just to see you. In 1 week alone, I went home with 24 bottles of tomato sauce, 25 tins of prune juice, 18 pan scourers, and 49 jars of pickled onions. I repeat, 49 jars of pickled onions. And it was because of you that I purchased the crate of dog food. And I've got a canary.
Thank you.
I know now that we have something that will last forever, especially the pickled onions. The two of us together for all eternity. There may well be children. But I don't think that there's any great hurry at the moment.
Thank you.
And there's something else, something I must say. I've never read such a load of old cobblers in all my life. Who wrote this rubbish?
My name is Marlowe, Philip Marlowe, private eye. I lent my other eye to the poor kid next door who wanted to play marbles. I shot a glance at the clock. I lose more clocks that way. It was 12:30 past o'clock midnight. The city was just coming to life. I looked out on the sidewalk. A guy fell in a heap. He got up and headed for the nearest dry cleaners. The city wasn't short in character. The guy outside the bar was known as Moose. He just stood there polishing his antlers. He was talking to ears. I don't know why they called him ears. They weren't big, they weren't small. Perhaps it was because he had 3. A dame opened the office door with 2 long eyelashes. Well, you try doing it.
Marlowe? Philip Marlowe?
If there's money out, I'll be Mickey Mouse. She sat on the edge of the desk.
Oh!
I moved the paper knife.
You don't know me, Mr. Marlowe.
I don't know a lot of people.
My name's Gerda.
Try a welder.
I hang out on the corner of 43rd.
You could cause a roadblock.
You're good with ad-libs.
My shoe isn't bad either.
I like your teeth.
For $50, you could have them gift wrapped.
I work over at the Stork Club.
You don't have to stand on one leg.
You're cute.
I'd marry me if it was legal.
The DA's put a tail on me.
Have it permed. You could start a new fashion.
Do you know the large apartment block on the corner of Furbank and Wilmington?
If I had the sheet music, I might be able to play it.
I'm deadly earnest.
What happened to Gerda?
Do you want to kiss me,
I
Marlowe?
don't want to kiss anyone's Marlowe.
Married?
I burned my own toast.
You've got a scruffy-looking office.
That sawdust was fresh down this morning.
How would you like to earn $6,000?
The last time a dame said that to me, it cost me that much for a new head.
Meet me at my place in 30 minutes. It's important.
So was the Boston Strangler's birthday.
I'll give you anything, and I mean anything.
My toenails need cutting.
I don't get you, Marlowe.
I'm not on offer. What kind of a sucker do you take me for?
That's way over my head.
So is a flock of seagulls, but they can be messy.
If you've got something to say, just come right out with it.
See how this fits? Do you know a window cleaner in hospital who's got very long ears?
Yes.
You'd look real cute on the other side of that door. My name is Marlowe. Philip Marlowe, private eye. I'm scared of heights, and I forgot my chamois leather.
He wasn't stupid, was he? He knew what their game was.
He certainly did, stupid man.
I like this next stupid man. I haven't heard much of him, but what I have heard is really, really stupid. More stupid because he used to be an officer high up in the army. I like him because he got the stupid name.
He's here.
My name is Brigadier General Sir Man-Sized Tissues. Another drop of that rather excellent port wouldn't go amiss. First class. My doctor's warned me not to touch this stuff. It's his. Reminds me of the medical officer we had in the regiment. Oh, card you make 'em puke. He never knew what he was about. After a couple of glasses of port, once told me that he couldn't lance the ball in my neck as he didn't have a horse.
I say, man-size, old fellow.
By George, it's old sticker stamp. Care to fortify yourself with a drop of the dark red?
Well, I'd love to, old chap. By Joe. This is a real stuff. Well, here's to the finest CO we ever had, man-sized tissues. How's your good lady wife?
Dulcie?
Dear old Dulcie Tissues.
Deuced angry.
Never. Dear old Dulcie Tissues angry? What for?
Well, when she goes into the local shops, they all know her name, and they try to rip her off.
Rip her off, man. Rip her off.
Cheers. There were some grand chaps in the old regiment.
Oh, yes, I'll say the salt of the what's-it. Huh? How are the chaps now?
The doctor gave me a tin of pink ointment.
Some grand fellows in the regiment. I wonder where they are now.
You'll never guess who I bumped into only yesterday. Old Basil Sorely Needed.
My hat. Old Basil Sorely Needed.
He's in a home.
I say. Old Basil in a home. Is he happy in the home?
Hates it. The other dogs keep biting his legs.
How about one for the road?
Then you better make mine a rather large one.
Why?
I'm going down the M1.
Hello, dear. If you're busy, I could call back later.
You'll do no such thing. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Florrie Cockle with her helpful and handy hints for the harassed housewife.
I would have come earlier, only I've been to see my daughter. She's expecting.
Oh, that's wonderful news, Florrie.
Yes, she wants to call it Pansy.
That's a very nice name.
I think it's silly.
Silly?
It might not be a boy.
No. Will her husband be present at the birth?
I think one of them should be.
Well, that makes sense.
It's amazing what they can do with expectant mothers these days. They've taken photos of the baby 6 weeks before it's due.
Oh, they can do things like that now.
My daughter showed me one of the photos and it seems to be a very advanced baby.
How do you mean, Florrie?
It was listening to a Walkman.
What helpful and handy hints have you got for the harassed housewife this week, Florrie?
A refreshing and easy-to-make drink for a hot summer's day.
I like the sound of that. What's it called?
Snail water.
Did you say snail what?
Dates back to 1816, this recipe. Now, what you have to do is you get up at 5:30 in the morning.
Why 5:30 in the morning, Florrie?
The snails are easier to catch because they're still half asleep.
I'm with you.
Now, collect 2 dozen snails, a dozen male and a dozen female snails.
How can you tell the difference?
Oh, you wear your reading glasses, dear.
Carry on, Florrie.
You place the snails in a zinc bucket, infusing 2.5 pints of stagnant pond water, add 2 ounces of myrrh, a pinch of saffron and half a grated wine gum. Now you leave the snails to soak for 6 to 8 weeks, and after that they are ready and can be drunk.
And this drink can actually quench a thirst on a hot summer's day?
Tried and tested. My husband drank the snail water when he was thirsty after a hard day in the garden.
And did it quench his thirst?
It most certainly did. The only problem was he woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning and it took him an hour and a half to get to the bathroom. Ta-ta, dear!
I wouldn't mind some of that snail water.
What for?
Trapped wind.
Meanwhile, at a busy railway station...
The train now climbing a platform 7. It's a wobbling, bushy, wobble-rabbit, Lincoln from Brotherford, stopping at Port Junction. Train superintendent, home with me, and thank you for the only one train. Lots of patients and available of mother's dinner, which will be served shortly after departure.
I've got a train to catch and I couldn't understand a word of that.
Neither could I. This is ridiculous. She should be reported.
There's the station master. Tell him.
I say, what was that stupid station announcer saying?
We couldn't understand a word. Could you tell us what she was saying? I could if I wanted to, but I'm not going to.
I'm a retired knit nurse.
We both are.
I belong to the Knit Nurses Union Tutorial Association. I'm a nutter.
We both are.
I still attend many of the sporting activities organised for us nutters.
We both do.
Last Saturday I went to the races.
We both did.
I enjoy it over the jumps.
We both do.
I put £10 each way on Dandruff Boy.
I didn't. I fancied Flaky Scalp.
Mine won by a head.
Mine was scratched. Just a minute. I'm coming. I said I'm coming. Just hold on a minute. All right. I can't go any faster. Hold your horses, will you? Give me a chance, will you? You'll have that door if he sends you in a minute. I'm coming. I can hear you. Just hold on a second. Are you Martin, Jeff? I want me a minute. God blow it. How many times do you want telling? Well?
How much do you want for this lighthouse? Doctor, I brought my wife into the hospital over 3 hours ago when the pain started and nobody's told me a thing. Could you find out what's happening?
I could if I wanted, but I'm not going to.
I'm sick with worry.
You will be.
Well, she's expecting twins.
I can't give a toss if she's expecting 4 rolls of Lido. I'll go in the burning fire, I will.
Well, shouldn't you be doing something?
I couldn't deliver a letter.
She's in the labour ward.
It's no use talking to me, I'm a Conservative. Oh, my sides are aching.
Call yourself a gynecologist, you're mad.
Not as mad as you, this is a dental hospital.
Meanwhile, back at the Grange...
Get off your bum!
I haven't done one this week.
Carry on, Bill.
I do command some respect. I'm a senior BBC Radio 2 announcer, as well as being a registered pauper and a registered beggar. God bless you, Gav, you're a toff. Meanwhile, back at the Grange, the hunt ball was in full flow. Not only was Lady Lavinia slightly drunk, she'd also lost her contact lenses, which caused some considerable embarrassment when she approached the bishop and said, "Hi, Ada, show us your knickers."
A moment to pause and relax as Bill takes us for a quiet stroll in a monastery garden.
As we enter the... Just a minute. I did this monastery garden bit last week, and it was bedlam, a nightmare.
Bill, this is a different monastery garden.
Oh.
A genuine monastery garden.
Oh, well, right then. Let us pause, relax, and enjoy the peace to be found only in a monastery garden. As we enter the monastery... You've done it to me again! You said that this was a proper monastery garden.
Well, they all look alike to me.
There's a dirty big ship coming straight for me! Help! Help!
Hey! You! Keep the noise down, will you? Us monks is on our break.
On your break? I'm soaked to the skin in your rotten monastery garden.
You tell him, Bill.
I hate you, Cricket.
You shouldn't be here in the first place. Can't you see the sign? Keep us out us.
Keep us out us?
Right, or I'll send for the police.
The old Bilious.
The head monk's having a doss and we're trying to play Scrabble.
Scrabble? What kind of a monastery garden is this? Oh, that duck bit me.
It's your own fault for being in our monastery garden. We're trying to have a game of scrabble. Here. Just a minute, brother. You can't have that word. Anyway, you don't spell phenomenon like that. It's got 2 F's.
You started this cricket. You get me out as soon as you like.
I can't. I've got 2 people waiting for me.
2 people?
It's the husband and wife singing duo, Daphne and Cyril Billington. Daphne, Cyril, you've no idea how much I look forward to having you both on our little show.
How terribly kind, my dear fellow. The feeling is mutual, and I know that my darling Daphne feels as I do.
As always, I agree totally with my darling Cyril.
Dear Daphne.
Darling Cyril.
What a pleasant change to see a married couple in this business with such respect for each other.
I have the very deepest affection for my darling Daphne, both as a wife and as a singer.
Our relationship is rooted in respect and affection for one another.
Delightful. When you first entered the world of music, who did you most admire?
My dear fellow, who else but Hollywood's singing sweethearts?
The singing sweethearts who were idolized by all who saw them singing so beautifully together on the silver screen.
I think I know who you mean.
The most popular singing duo of all time.
Eddie MacDonald and Jeanette Nelson.
Who, darling?
Eddie MacDonald and Jeanette Nelson, darling.
It was Nelson Eddy and Jeanette MacDonald, darling.
Is that a fact, darling? Don't try to keep making me look a Nelly in front of the audience.
Then do try and get the names right, my sweet.
Right, then it was Nelson Eddy and Jeanette McPiggin Donald.
Some of their work on the silver screen is still very popular.
Indeed, a bittersweet.
I'll have a pint.
Oh, dearie me.
Oh, dearie me. Oh, dearie me. When he says that, I know he's going to put the welly in. Well, what have I said wrong this time? Come on, what have I said?
Bittersweet was the title of one of their films. As I was saying, we modelled ourselves on Nelson Eddy and Jeanette MacDonald and...
Tell him the rest, go on, tell him. Who wanted to be Jeanette MacDonald?
Many of their songs...
Who asked you gormless Welshman?
I think it's time to retreat behind the sandbag.
He had one of her crinoline frocks with the hoops in.
Now, that is a complete untruth.
Is it? You were wearing it the other day when you were watching through the piggin' keyhole.
I was going to say that when I sang When I Grow Too Old to Dream...
Too old to dream? You're too old for anything. You're clapped out. When we walk home, you're frightened to take the shortcut past the knacker's yard.
Please.
Stout-hearted men has always been a favourite of mine.
And the least said about that, the better.
What about the Indian love call?
Ahoy!
Now you're talking about one of my major triumphs.
Major rotten triumph. When you walked on the stage wearing that little leather loincloth. Tell him, go on, tell him what the audience shouted, tell him.
I really don't see what this has got to do with
What did the audience shout when Sir went on stage wearing the little leather loincloth?
Where is he?
I wish you both every success when you go on tour.
On tour?
My dear fellow, we're not going on tour.
You are now. Cheerio.
That was Jimmy's Cricket Team, starring Jimmy Cricket, with Bill Pertwee, Peter Goodright and Noreen Kershaw. The script was nicked from the 1984 Beano Annual by Eddie Braben, and the show was produced at the Club Theatre Altrincham by Mike Craig.